everyone, this is Aradhya and we are going to read chapter 3rd of class 9th, that is coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry. What's the good of Mercator's north poles and equators, tropics, zones and meridian lines? So the bellman would cry, and Q would reply, they are merely conventional signs. 3.1 Introduction. You have already studied how to locate a point on a number line. You also know how to describe the position of a point on the line. There are many other situations in which to find a point. We are required to describe its position with reference to more than one line. For example, consider the following situations. First, in figure 3.1, there is a main road running in the east-west direction and streets with numbering from west to east. Also, on each street, house numbers are marked. To look for a friend's house here, is it enough to know only one reference point? For instance, if we only know that she lives on street 2, we'll be able to find her house easily. Not as easily as when we know two pieces of information about it. Namely, the number of the street on which it is situated and the house number. If we want to reach the house which is situated in the second street and has the number 5. First of all, we would identify the second street and then the house number 5 on it. In figure 3.1, H shows the location of the house. Similarly, P shows the location of the house corresponding to street number 7 and house number 4. Second, suppose you put a dot on a sheet of paper. Figure 3.2a. If we ask you to tell us the position of the dot on the paper, how will you do this? Perhaps you will try in some such manner. The dot is in the upper half of the paper, or it is near the left edge of the paper, or it is very near the left hand upper corner of the sheet. Do any of these statements fix the position of the dot precisely? No. But if you say the dot is nearly 5 centimeters away from the left edge of the paper, it helps to give some idea, but still does not fix the position of the dot. A little thought might enable you to say that the dot is also at a distance of 9 centimeter above the bottom line. We now know exactly where the dot is. Activity 1, seating plan. Draw a plan of the seating in your classroom. Pushing all the desks together. Represent each desk by a square. In each square, write the names of the student occupying the desk which the square represents. Position of each student in the classroom is described precisely by using two independent informations. First, the column in which she or he sits. Second, the row in which she or he sits. If you are sitting on the desk, lying in the fifth column and third row, represented by the shaded square in figure 3.3. Your position could be written as 5-3. First writing the column number and then the row number. Is this the same as 3-5? Write down the names and positions of other students in your class. For example, if Sonia is sitting in the fourth column and first row, write as 4-1. The teacher's desk is not part of your seating plan. We are treating the teacher just as an observer. In the discussion above, you observe that the position of any object lying in a plane can be represented with the help of two perpendicular lines. In the case of dot, we require distance of the dot from bottom line as well as from left edge of the paper. In the case of seating plan, we require the number of the column and that of the row. This simple idea has far-reaching consequences and has given rise to a very important branch of mathematics known as coordinate geometry. In this chapter, we aim to introduce some basic concepts of coordinate geometry. In this chapter, we aim to introduce some basic concepts of coordinate geometry. You will study more about this in your higher classes. This study was initially developed by the French philosopher and mathematician René Descartes. René Descartes. This study was initially developed by the French philosopher and mathematician René Descartes. René Descartes, the great French mathematician of the 17th century, liked to lie in bed and think. One day, when resting in bed, he solved the problem of describing the position of a point in a plane. His method was the development of the older idea of latitude and longitude. In honor of Descartes, the system used for describing the position of a point in a plane is also known as the Cartesian system. 3.2 Cartesian system. You have studied the number line in the chapter on number system. On the number line, distances from a fixed point are marked in equal units positively in one direction and negatively in the other. The point from which the distances are marked is called the origin. We use the number line to represent the numbers by marking points on a line at equal distances. If one unit distance represents the number 1, then 3 units distance represents the number 3. 0 being at the origin. The point in the positive direction at a distance r from the origin represents the number r. The point in the negative direction at a distance r from the origin represents the number minus r. Locations of different number on the number line are shown in figure 3.5. Descartes invented the idea of placing two such lines perpendicular to each other on a plane and locating points on the plane by referring them to these lines. The perpendicular lines may be in any direction, such as in figure 3.6. But when we choose these two lines to locate a point in a plane, in this chapter, one line will be horizontal and the other will be vertical, as in figure 3.6 see. These lines are actually obtained as follows. Take two number lines, calling them x dash x and y dash y. Place x dash x horizontal, as in figure 3.7a, and write the numbers on it, just as written on the number line. We do the same thing
We do the same things
with y dash y, except that
except that
y dash y is vertical,
y dash y is vertical,
not horizontal.
not horizontal.
Figure 3.7b.
Figure 3.7b.
Combine both the lines
Combine both the lines
in such a way that
in such a way that
the two lines cross each other
the two lines cross each other
at their zeros
at their zeros
or origins.
or origins.
Figure 3.8.
Figure 3.8.
The horizontal line x dash x is called the x-axis,
Is called the x-axis,
and the vertical line y dash
the vertical line y dash
is called the y-axis.
is called the y-axis.
The point
The point
where x dash x and y dash y
where x dash x and y dash y
cross is called
cross is called
the origin
the origin
and is denoted by O.
and is denoted by O.
Since the positive numbers
Since the positive numbers
lie on the directions
lie on the direction
OX and OY,
OX and OY,
OX and OY are called the positive directions of the x-axis,
OX and OY are called the positive direction of x-axis
and the y-axis
the y-axis
respectively.
respectively.
Similarly,
Similarly,
OX dash and OY are called
OX and OY
the negative directions
the negative direction
of the x-axis
of the x-axis
and the y-axis
the y-axis
respectively.
respectively.
You observe that
You observe that
the axis,
the axis,
plural of the word axis,
plural of the word axis,
divide the plane into four parts.
divide the plane into four parts.
These four parts are called
These four parts are called
the quadrants.
the quadrants.
1/4 part.
1/4 part.
Number first, second, third, and fourth anti-clockwise
Number first, second, third, and fourth anti-clockwise
from OX.
from OX.
See figure 3.9.
See figure 3.9.
So,
So,
the plane consists of the axis
the plane consists of the axis
and these quadrants.
and its quadrants.
We call the plane
We call the plane
the Cartesian plane
the Cartesian plane
or the coordinate plane
or the coordinate plane
or the XY plane.
or the xy plane.
The axes are called
The axes are called
the coordinate axis.
the coordinate axis.
Now,
Now,
let us see
let us see
why this system is so basic to mathematics
why this system is so basic to mathematics
and how it is useful.
and how it is useful.
Consider the following diagram
Consider the following diagram
where the axes are drawn on graph paper.
where the axes are on the graph paper.
Let us see the distances of the points P and Q
Let's see the distances of point P and Q
from the axis.
from the axis.
For this,
For this,
we draw perpendiculars PM
we draw perpendicular PM
on the x-axis
on the x-axis
and PN on the y-axis.
and PM on the y-axis.
Similarly,
Similarly,
we draw perpendiculars
we draw perpendicular
QR and QS
QR and QS
as so in figure 3.10.
as so in figure 3.10.
You find that
You find that
first,
first,
the perpendicular distance of the point P from the y-axis
the perpendicular distance of point the y-axis
measured along the positive direction
measured along the positive direction
of the x-axis
of the x-axis
is Pn equal to OM equal to 4 units.
is PM equal to 4 units.
Second,
Second,
the perpendicular distance of the point P from the x-axis
the perpendicular distance of the point P from the x-axis
measured along the positive direction of
measured along the positive direction of
the y-axis
the y-axis
is Pm equals to ON equals to 3 units. Third, the perpendicular distance of the point Q Q from the y-axis measured along the negative direction of the x-axis is OR is equal to SQ is equal to 6 units. Fourth, the perpendicular distance of the point Q from the x-axis measured along the negative direction of the y-axis is OS is equal to RQ is equal to 2 units. Now, using these distances, how can we describe the points so that there is no confusion? We write the coordinates of a point using the following conventions. First, the x coordinate of a point is its perpendicular distance from the y-axis measured along the x-axis. First, पढ़ भी नहीं रहा है सर. First, the x coordinate of a point is its perpendicular distance from the y-axis measured along the x-axis. Positive along the positive direction of the x-axis and negative along the negative direction of the x-axis. For the point P, it is positive 4 and for Q, it is negative 6. The x coordinate is also called the abscissa. Second, the y coordinate of a point is its perpendicular distance from the x-axis measured along the y-axis, positive along the positive direction of the y-axis and negative along the negative direction of the y-axis. For the point P, it is positive 3 and for Q, it is negative 2. The y coordinate is also called the ordinate. Third, in stating the coordinates of a point in the coordinate plane, the x coordinate comes first and then the y coordinate. We place the coordinates in brackets. Hence, the coordinates of P are 4 and 3 and the coordinates of O are minus 6 and minus 2. Note that the coordinates describe a point in the plane uniquely. 3 and 4 is not the same as 4 and 3. Since every point on the x-axis has no distance, zero distance from the x-axis. Therefore, the y coordinate of every point lying on the x-axis is always 0. Thus, the coordinates of any point on the x-axis are of the form x and 0. where x is the distance of
where x is distance of
the point from the y-axis.
the point of y-axis.
Similarly, the coordinates of any point on the y-axis
The coordinates of any points y-axis
are of the form 0 and y,
are of the form 0 and y,
where y is the distance of the point from the x-axis.
where y is the distance of the point of y-axis.
Y. What are the coordinates of the origin O?
What are the coordinates of origin O?
It has 0 distance
It has 0 distance
from both the axes,
from the both axes,
so that its abscissa and coordinate are
so that abscissa and coordinate are
both 0.
both 0.
Therefore,
Therefore,
the coordinates of the origin are 0 and 0.
the coordinates of origin are 0 and 0.
In the examples above,
In the examples above,
you may have observed
you may have observed
the following relationship
the following relationship
between the signs of the coordinates of a point
between the signs of the coordinate of point
and the quadrant of a point
and the coordinate of point
in which it lies.
in which it lies.
First,
First,
if a point is in the first quadrant,
if the point is the first quadrant,
then the point will be in the form
then the point will be in the form
plus and plus. Since the first quadrant
since the first quadrant
is enclosed by the positive x-axis
is enclosed by the positive x-axis
and the positive y-axis.
and the positive y-axis.
Second,
Second,
if a point is in the second quadrant,
if the point is second quadrant,
then the point will be in the form
then the point will be in the form
minus and plus.
minus and plus.
Since the second quadrant
Since the second quadrant
is enclosed by the negative x-axis
is enclosed by negative x-axis
and the positive y-axis.
and the positive y-axis.
Third,
Third,
if a point is in the third quadrant,
if the point is in the third quadrant,
then the point will be in the form
then the point will be in the form
minus and minus.
minus and minus.
Since the third quadrant
Since the third quadrant
is enclosed by the negative x-axis
is enclosed by negative x-axis
and the negative y-axis.
and the negative y-axis.
Fourth,
Fourth,
if a point is in the fourth quadrant,
if the point is in the fourth quadrant,
then the point will be in the form
then the point will be in the form
plus and minus.
plus and minus.
Since the fourth quadrant
Since the fourth quadrant
is enclosed by the positive x-axis
is enclosed by the positive x-axis
and the negative y-axis.
and the negative y-axis.
See figure 3.13. Remark. The system we have discussed above
The system we have discussed above
for describing a point in a plane
for describing point in a plane
is only a convention
is only a convention
which is accepted all over the world.
which is accepted all over the world.
The system could also have
The system could also have
been,
been,
for example,
for example,
the ordinate first
the ordinate first
and the abscissa second.
and the axis second.
However,
However,
the whole world
the whole world
sticks to the system
sticks to the system
we have described to avoid any confusion.
we have described to avoid any confusion.
3.3 Summary.
3.3 summary.
In this chapter,
In this chapter,
you have studied the following points.
you have studied the following points.
First,
First,
to locate the position of an object
to locate the position of an object
or point in a plane,
or point in a plane,
we require two perpendicular lines.
we require two perpendicular lines.
One of them is horizontal
One of them is horizontal
and the other is vertical.
and other is vertical.
Second,
Second,
the plane is called the Cartesian
the plane is called the Cartesian
or coordinate plane
or coordinate plane
and the lines are called
and the lines are called
the coordinate axis.
the coordinate axis.
Third,
Third,
the horizontal lines is called the x-axis
the horizontal line is called the x-axis
and the vertical line is called the y-axis.
and the vertical line is called the y-axis.
Fourth, the coordinate axis, divide the plane into 4 parts
Divide a plane of 4 parts
called quadrants.
called quadrants.
Fifth, the point of intersection of the axis is called
The point of intersection of axis is called
the origin.
the origin.
Sixth,
6.
the distance of a point from the y-axis is called
The distance of point on the y-axis is called
its x-coordinate
its x-coordinate
or abscissa,
or abscissa,
and the distance of the point from the x-axis
and the distance of the point on the x-axis
is called its y-coordinate
is called the y-coordinate
or ordinate.
or ordinate.
Seventh,
7.
if the abscissa of a point is x
If the abscissa point of the x
and the ordinate is y,
and the ordinate is y,
then x and y are called
then x and y are called
the coordinates of the point.
the coordinates of the point.
Eighth,
8.
the coordinates of a point on the x-axis are of the form x and 0.
The coordinate of the x-axis
And that of the point on the y-axis
and that of the point y-axis
are 0 and y.
and 0 and y.
Ninth,
9.
the coordinates of the origin are 0 and 0.
The coordinates of the origin are 0 and 0.
Tenth,
10.
the coordinates of a point are of the form plus and plus
The coordinate of the point of plus and plus
in the first quadrant,
in the first quadrant,
minus plus in the second quadrant,
minus plus in the second quadrant,
minus and minus in the third quadrant,
minus and minus in the third quadrant,
and plus and minus in the fourth quadrant.
and plus and minus in the fourth quadrant.
Where plus denotes a positive real number and minus denotes a negative real number.
Minus denotes a negative real number.
11th,
11.
if x is not equal to y,
If x is not equal to y,
then x and y is not equal to y and x,
then x, y is not equal to y and x.
and x and y equal to y and x
And x and y is equal to y and x.
if x equal to y.
If x equal to y,